being famous. I mean, I was an engineering student and a karate fighter, and came from a small town in Sweden, so it was difficult.
Dolph Lundgren is a Swedish actor, martial artist, and director. In 1985, Lundgren made his debut as the intimidating Soviet boxer Ivan Drago in Rocky IV. Since then, he's appeared in over 69 films, almost all of them are action movies. In 2018, Lundgren appeared in Creed II, the sequel to Creed, reprising his role as Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. In the film, he played an older, poor Drago, as well as the character's son, Victor. This was the start of Dolph Lundgren's comeback, as the New York Magazine put it. In the same year, Lundgren co-starred as the undersea ruler Nereus in filmmaker James Wan's DC Extended Universe picture Aquaman. Dolph first encountered martial arts while serving in the military. He was a world-class contender in Japanese karate 5 years later, and he was strongly involved with a discipline that would become a significant part of his life.
Because, a lot of young boys are also go through a lot of hardships, and I had a hard time with my dad. He was an officer. He was really physically very brutal.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Hans Lundgren, but is also known as Dolph. He was born November 3, 1959 in Stockholm, Sweden, making him 61 at the time of this production. He stands at 196 centimeters or 6 feet 5 inches tall. Despite never competing as a professional bodybuilder, since his portrayal as Drago in the mid-1980s, Lundgren has been strongly linked with bodybuilding and fitness. Looking like a guy in his 30s rather than his 50s, according to bodybuilding.com, Lundgren is the poster boy of exact diet, supplements, and exercise application that he's practiced for over 35 years. He claimed to train up to 6 days a week, typically 1-hour sessions finished in the morning, in an interview with them stating that it's only 1 hour a day and then you can enjoy the other 23 hours. Despite the fact that he began training weights as a youngster, he credits co-star Sylvester Stallone for getting him into serious bodybuilding in the 1980s when he moved to the United States. Stallone had a long-term impact on his exercise routine and nutrition, ensuring that he consumed a greater proportion of protein and divided his food intake into 5 or 6 smaller meals each day. Lundgren has said that he's never been very powerful. During the 1980s, Lundgren had relationships with Jamaican singer Grace Jones and American model Paula Barbieri. Grace Jones spotted Dolph at a dance club and hired him as a bodyguard while Dolph was completing a master's degree in chemical engineering on an exchange program with the University of Sydney in Australia. In Marbella in 1994, he married Annette Kleiberg, a jeweler and fashion stylist. The couple fell in love with Marbella and leased there for years before ultimately purchasing a home there. They have 2 daughters, Ida Sigrid Lundgren, born 1996, and Greta Evelyn Lundgren, born 2001, both of whom were born in Stockholm. The reason Lundgren and Kleiberg chose to live outside of Hollywood was to give their children a normal upbringing. 3 masked thieves allegedly came into Lundgren's Marbella home in early May 2009, tying up and threatening his wife, but left when they saw a family picture and recognized the property belonged to Lundgren. Ida Lundgren, Lundgren's older daughter, suffered from PTSD as a result of the event. His wife was the most traumatized, and they separated in 2011. From 2011 until 2017, he was married to Jenny Sanderson. In June 2020, Lundgren married Norwegian personal trainer Emma Krokdal.
And all the violence out there is because things were done to them. So I try to kind of clear my life so I wouldn't carry it on and try to and give something like that to my children,
Dolph Lundgren is the son of Sigrid Birgitta, a language teacher, and Carl Hugo Johan Lundgren, a Swedish government engineer and economist. He lived in Spinga till he was 13 and moved to Nyland to live with his grandparents. Although some sources incorrectly indicate he was born in 1959, Lundgren has confirmed that he was born in 1957. Katarina and Annika are his 2 sisters, while Johan is his younger brother. Lundgren believes that his father was physically abusive and that he took out his anger on his wife and oldest son. He has mentioned that his father would label him a loser during his rants, which later encouraged him to prove himself as he got more ambitious. However, he also stated, "Whatever happened, I still adore my father. I still like a lot of things about him. I was probably too much like him as a kid, headstrong and obstinate. Perhaps that's what he couldn't handle. He has attributed his urge to participate in heavy contact sports like boxing and karate to his strained relationship with his father. From the early 1980s, Lundgren earned a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from the Royal Institute of Technology and a master's degree in chemical engineering from the University of Sydney. In Kyokushin Karate, he has the level of 4th Dan black belt and was the European champion in 1980-81. Dolph Lundgren boxed a pro fighter. After Mike Tyson declined, Dolph Lundgren agreed to do an exhibition fight on Russian television against former UFC competitor Oleg Taktarov. Despite being 18 years his senior, Dolph fought for 5 rounds and barely lost by decision. During his time in Sydney, he worked as a bodyguard for Jamaican singer Grace Jones and started dating her. He came to Boston after receiving a Fulbright scholarship to MIT. Jones persuaded him to drop out of college and go to New York City, where following a brief career as a model and bouncer at a Manhattan nightclub, The Limelight, he landed a minor part as a KGB thug in the James Bond film A View to a Kill. Lundgren returned to Hollywood in 2010 with the part of Gunnar Jensen in The Expendables, with Sylvester Stallone and an all-action star ensemble. After a lengthy stint in direct-to-video films since 1995, in The Expendables 2, 2012, and The Expendables 3, 2013, he reprised his role. In 2014, he co-starred in Skin Trade, a human trafficking action thriller that he co-wrote and produced. Showdown in Little Tokyo, 1991, and Bridge of Dragons, 2001, were his previous 2 collaborations with Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa. In Creed 2, 2018, he resumed his role as Ivan Drago, and in The Expendables 4, he will reprise his role as Gunnar Jensen. In Sharknado 5, Global Swarming, 2017, he plays the protagonist's adult son Gil, and in Aquaman, 2018, he plays Mara's father. Lundgren has managed to keep his sporting background separate from his Hollywood profession. The World Karate Organization in Tokyo awarded him his 3rd-degree black belt. He's held the titles of captain of the Swedish national karate team, as well as champion of the Swedish, European, and Australian heavyweight divisions. Lundgren continues to give karate exhibitions at various events throughout the world. He's actively committed in enhancing the sport's image. Thor Pictures, his production firm, is working on a number of projects in which he'll produce, appear in, and/or direct. Lundgren is said to be working on a men's fitness book and sportswear line, as well as the creation and launch of a new namesake brand, a licensing media and publishing program, and future entertainment and media ventures.
LAX one time in Los Angeles at the airport, and there was a cop there, and he was standing out there talking. He came up to me and said, "Hey, nice movies," and he said, "But I loved your TED Talk."
61-year-old Dolph Lundgren has taken the #1 spot on People with Money's top 10 highest-paid actors for 2021. Dolph Lundgren's net worth is $20 million. In 2018, Dolph Lundgren purchased a modern home in the Hollywood Hills for $3.9 million. Property was built in 2009, and somehow the architects managed to pack 5,230 square feet of living space into a lot that was only 5,091 square feet. Concrete construction blends with open concept interior design to create a truly mesmerizing living space. A small but tasteful pool ensures this property ticks all the right boxes for a superstar like Lundgren. In 2020, Dolph Lundgren decided to cash in on his real estate investment, and he listed his Hollywood Hills mansion for $4.5 million. The cars you would find in Dolph's garage include a Ferrari 612 Scaglietti, Shelby Cobra M-Kill, and a Corvette C2. A Porsche 911.